Hey everybody, how you doing tonight? It is Tuesday, as usual, 8:15 p.m. or like 8:16, maybe something close to that. Boy, it's been an interesting week for me here. Between a couple of dogs going home, we sent another one home today, and I've been getting a lot of feedback about my recent post. I don't know if you guys saw it. Hey Heather, long time no talk. Heather's dog went home today. Forgot to post a picture of that, so hopefully be putting that one out probably tomorrow morning. But it's been an interesting week, really working with dog sensitivity, and the picture I put up of the mountain with the small step, or the breaking the. Holy cow! I can't talk tonight. Okay, let's start over. The post that I put up with the picture of the mountain, where I feel like everybody perceives that mountain is like the dog training mountain, right? Like, this is what it takes to get a well-trained dog. I gotta climb this mountain. And I think Rachel from Switzerland is probably gonna see this. And, I think she had posted something about how that mountain doesn't look like that's, really climbable. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to put that up, because I feel like most people look at that mountain as it's impossible to climb, meaning having a well-trained dog is impossible to get there. And look, if I'm going to relate this to like a fitness kind of thing. If somebody told me I had to lose 50 pounds, holy cow, like, I know there's a lot of work to do. But first step, waking up in the morning, is just getting that very first workout in, that very first exercise. And I think that's where people look at it and think it's so overwhelming. So overwhelming. Ian, how do I do that? How do I get my dog to calm down at the front door? Well, baby steps. That's all there is to it. Baby steps. These or small steps is what I wrote for tonight. It takes time, you guys. Don't be in such a rush. Don't be in such a rush to have a well-trained dog. There are reasons why dogs come to us for board and trains that are 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Because it takes time. Not only does it take time to create a pattern in a dog that is something that is repeatable in a setting where there's hardly any stimulation, to then take that groundwork and to add in another little stimulation. And hopefully that foundation stays there. And then you add in another stimulation and hope that foundation stays there. And it's something that we have to build on over and over and over and over again, and it takes time. So I feel like when I talk to somebody on the phone for the first time, maybe they're interested in getting their dogs trained, I feel like they are so overwhelmed, and I get the, Ian, you need to teach me. Yeah, I do, but I feel like it can be so overwhelming for a prospective client, a current client, a past client, thinking that their dog has to be the ultimate well-trained dog. If you are happy with your dog, then that's a good start. I had a private lesson today with a lady who won the free private lesson about, I don't know, a month or two ago. She brought in a wonderful 15-month-old German Shepherd, and she's doing fantastic with this dog. And by the way, I have some amazing body language video between her dog and my dog Gemma that'll be posting on YouTube tomorrow. So holy cow, it's like 12 minutes long. It's like a 10-minute clip and then a 2-minute clip, and it is truly some of the best body language video that I have ever captured by far. I mean, I've caught some good stuff in the past, but this was crazy good. So be sure to check the Facebook page in the morning. So, anyways, so you guys, I want you to think in small steps. Tonight, tomorrow, the next day, whatever the case may be. Don't think that your dog has to be like this canine dog, police dog, where it listens to every single little thing. Those dogs have gone through years and years and years of training. And repetition on top of that. And repetition. So this is what I want you guys to focus on. And if you have questions tonight, I'm here ready, willing, and able to answer your questions. But you know, I've talked a lot about sensitivity lately. I've talked a lot about these small steps lately. I feel like, for me personally, I am really just starting just now to really get into the depths of how dogs think, how they work, how I can relay that to the client, you know, and it just takes some time to be able to understand that and then be able to move forward with that. You know, on top of it, so private lesson today with this amazing German Shepherd, amazing owner. Also a take-home session today with, as you saw earlier, Heather that piped in, with her dog on a remote collar, working with recall and other issues. And then we did an evaluation today of this other older German Shepherd who lives with 3 other German Shepherds and has had issues with one of them. So it's like, today was a full day. I mean, a full day, and I felt like it went by that fast, but I wouldn't have it any other way. But this other German Shepherd that we had was just way too forward with everybody. Just driving his nose right down underneath their belly to get a good whiff of whatever was down there, stay there, linger there, come back up, jaws like, you know, like, you know, this high level stimulation, and then would sometimes put his chin on another dog's back. And Serena had asked me, and I think it was a little tongue-in-cheek, she goes, do you think this dog is dominant? I'm like, hell no, this dog is not dominant. Just because he throws his chin over another dog's back, to me, doesn't mean that this guy is dominant. Plus, he was so stimulated. He never picked up his pace quicker than a fast walk. And of course, it's not like our room is 100 yards long either, so it's not like he was running around. His mouth was so wide open, his tongue hanging out. To me, this was just, he had a lot of that, what we call social pressure. You've heard me talk about it in the past. Just built up where he just doesn't know how to act around other dogs. And it was, to his owners, they're like, of course, you know, he fights at home, but he gets to your place and he's doing well. But we've also removed the owner, we've removed the environment, we've stripped everything away from him that we could physically, and now we're going to put him in front of a group of dogs. How are you going to act? And that's what I enjoy. I love seeing what that dog defaults back to see how he reacts, to see how he learns. He wasn't very wary or very aware of the leash that we were using with him, which was just a slip lead. I think I might have one little clip of him that I can probably show you guys at some point. But he's a big, strong dude too. So you know, if he ever got going in one direction, he's probably going to stay in that direction for a while. So he was interesting. We had him out with the group a few times today. Also hanging with the group, but just in a kennel, you know, so he can be on the perimeter watching everybody and learning and everything. So I think we're going to see him back for daycare a couple of times too. So, and like I said, we sent Jojo home today. I'll be posting a picture of him. And then I don't know if you guys saw the picture of Atari, the husky, or wait, there's a fancy name and I forgot the breed and I can't think of it. So please forgive me if Atari's owner is watching this. But Atari came in this week, so we're going to be doing training with her. Helena, the husky, is coming in for trainings. We're doing training with her. So things are certain. Our season, our year has picked up. So it's you know. But here's the thing, you guys, and I haven't Tamaskin. That's what it is. Thank you, Tamaskin. I couldn't remember. All I could think of was Timaquan, but that wasn't it. So Atari, we've just been doing some social with so far, getting him settled in, and I'm going to be doing a leash video with him, his very first session on leash, because I wanted to show everybody the videos that I've done in the past are dogs that just come to us for daycare. One of them, the leash sensitivity video I did with Timber, a brown chocolate lab, and he was there for training with us. So I want to do it with Atari too, so you guys can see. Here's a younger dog, a little more energetic. Let's see what gets established there. So it should be fun. I've got some videos coming your way. Hit a little bit of a lull here lately, but I'm excited to show you guys some of the good stuff. I'm telling you, I can't even explain to you how I feel about the body language video that you're going to see between Gemma and Maggie, the German Shepherd puppy. It's amazing. So, Laura, yes, we do board and trains for sure. So, anyways, if you guys have any questions tonight, I am more than happy to answer them for you. So fire away at will. I'm fighting my throat a little bit right now, so please forgive me with all my breaks of drinking water. In the meantime, I see Tim from Alaska's hanging out with us tonight. And some other regulars as well, Linda and Heather and the whole bit. Audrey and Lisa. My whole crew's kind of back. Julie, Tim, Fran, Becky. Yeah. So guys, look, if you're having an issue with your dog, whatever that issue is, give me an example. Somebody throw one out. We're going to completely do this off the cuff, so you guys get an idea of what, maybe how my brain works with it, but also how you can break this down into steps to figure out where is that pinpoint problem for your dog, other than like dog-to-dog aggression. You know what I mean? So I have a very timid rescue who I can't crate train, and he's dedicating in the house. I'm assuming that might mean defecating. Right, Laura? Is that kind of what I'm guessing? Nothing like autocorrect, probably. There we go. That's what I figured. All right. So look. So a dog like this, a very timid rescue. Whoops. There. Look. So timid. This is the thing. When we use the word timid to explain a dog, you know, to describe a dog, we think of that dog as being very unsure. You know, tail tucked between the legs, ears laid back, you know, head kind of low. We kind of get the wide-eyed. These are the things that I think of when somebody says timid. So it makes sense that, you know, there's going to be issues with, well, there's a difference between timid and submissive, though, too, Laura. But I don't want to lose track here. So part of this, of what you have going on, is, you know, having a timid dog. Well, timid dogs are going to become more timid when people aren't realizing and aren't understanding what that dog is giving to us. A timid dog needs space. It doesn't need a lot of love, okay? And here's the thing. Everybody sees that timid dog, that like scared look, head down, like what's going on, eyes back and forth, and they go, oh, this poor thing. I'm a dog person. I can go over and help it. Guess what? Your help for the 2 minutes is not going to help that dog long term. It may help for the 2 minutes, great. It's not going to help long term. We have to allow that dog to start to use its nose, become curious, become inquisitive, and be social. Dogs are naturally social. So to have a timid dog goes completely against what dogs naturally are, which should be curious and inquisitive. Unless they've been coddled so much, Laura, I'm not saying this is you, this might be something that happened way before you. Unless they've been coddled so much that this is what we want, right? So you see that scared or nervous dog, everybody says to the dog, as you can see, it drives me insane. Everybody says, it's okay. No, it's not. We say that to a dog, the dog is going to take it. Oh, it's okay to be scared. Oh, okay. But we're also not going to punish or discipline or use any of those crazy words to deal with that situation. What that dog needs more than anything in the world is routine, is structure, guidance, direction, patterns, respect from you. Do you see? The love word hasn't even popped up yet. Hasn't even popped up yet. So we want that dog to understand that we also are there to protect it. And when some scary person walks in the house, which could be your best friend, but to your dog, it's that big scary person again that won't leave me alone, that keeps coming towards me, and all this dog can do is tuck its tail and run. You see what I mean? So also, when you're dealing with a timid dog and one that doesn't want to go in a crate, because also what that dog is giving to you while you're trying to crate train it, as far as body language, is probably something that that you don't have knowledge of or you're aware of. So then you're kind of fighting this battle of the dog telling you, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. And then we're going, oh, but it's okay, you can go in, you can go in, you can go in. So in order to crate train, we always suggest feeding them in the crate first with the door open. And if you have to, put the dish outside of the door to start with for maybe a week. And then the dish goes just inside the door for a week. Always leave that door open. We don't ever want to put that dog in and shut the crate if they're already scared of it. The other part about crate training that I don't think many people realize is that we don't try crate training by putting our dog in the morning and then we go to work for 7 hours. That doesn't work usually too well. I haven't heard many instances of it working well at all. And that takes time and dedication. So we have to get that dog used to being in the crate for feeding. To me, if we were going to really break this down into small steps, right? Small steps. Don't shove the dog in, shut the door, and leave and go shopping for 4 hours. It doesn't work that way. So break this down into small steps. Small steps is, let's start with the food outside the crate, okay? Do that for a while. Let's put the food inside the crate for a while. Let's do that, right? And have actual feeding time. So this is like an event or a ritual, if you will. And we practice that over and over and over again. And then, once this has been going on for a couple of weeks, then what we do is we take the dog, we go for a nice walk when it's not 20 below zero or 20 feet of snow outside. And then we take the dog for a walk. And then when we get done from the walk, allow them to drink a little bit of water, still on leash, and then we guide them into the crate. And we guide them in and bring them back out. And guide them in and bring them back out. And guide them in and bring them back out. Until you can just pretty much point that dog into the crate and it walks in and it comes right back out. We have to create a good association with that crate now to help you for years to come. It cannot happen quick. Everybody wants this. Everybody. I'm giving you baby steps. It could be a 2-week process. It could be a 3-week process. I don't know. Depends on the dog. Depends on your routine. Depends on how much you work and how much time you spend on the dog. So you have to break it down into small steps. And then once the dog is good of going into the crate over and over and over again, well, then we stop and we slowly start to shut the door, right? And then we have to gear the reaction from there. If they are in a complete panic mode, probably not a good idea to go any further, okay? But we want to do our best to end on a good note. However, if the dog goes in there, at this time after 2 or 3 weeks of like eating in there and everything, we should be pretty solid to start with. We're just going to shut the door for a couple of minutes. Hang there with your dog. Do not walk away. Open the door, bring your dog back out. It has to be baby steps. Look, trainers can do it differently, all right? With dogs that we have in the facility because we have access to them 24/7, literally. And also we are working them differently throughout the day. It's our job to train those dogs every day that come to us for a board and train, so we have access to that. People are working, we have lives. It takes longer, but it still can be accomplished. So look, it's all a part of that whole small steps, breaking things down. And now look, I haven't mentioned the whole going to the bathroom in the house thing, right? Because we want to create more patterns. Now look, if a dog is going to the bathroom in the house, number one, I'm probably going to start keeping track of what time that's happening to make sure that the dog is outside when it's happening. Number two, if you're living in the north or northeast, then we're dealing with just some major like weather, and it's just hard for dogs to go out and stay outside too. So that's a big part of it. So you know, look, I'm gonna time it first, see when it happens, and then from there, if it's just like random times, then we're going to work on a feeding routine, making sure there's no free feeding going on. And then I'm probably going to start tethering this dog to something in the house where if it does go to the bathroom, it's not going on anything that's costing a lot of money. But, you know, it's the old adage, dogs don't go to the bathroom where they lay, which I'm still not convinced of that. But when you can't keep track of them, it's better than them going off in the side room in the corner and going to the bathroom. At least you can kind of keep track of them when you know where they're tethered. So that's just kind of my thought on that. See what I mean about breaking things down? It takes time. And time is also respectful too. Not only does it require patience on your part, but those small steps are also making you more aware of what it takes to be successful. And remember, we always say we go slow to go fast, right? We don't go fast because then you end up taking way longer for sure. So, yeah, I won't even try now. He has boundaries in the house as well as outside, which works for now, but thank you. I mean to send them to you. Yeah, Laura, just, you can give us a call and we can at least give you some options, you know? Sorry, I had to take a drink here. All right. There was another question I saw too. Bob Devine, how do I deal with separation anxiety in an old dog? Well, here's the thing. I got a lot of questions to go along with that too, because is this an old dog that you just adopted? Or is this an old dog that you had for a very long time that just started to show this behavior? Because we've got kind of two different ways that we can look at this. And then when you're talking old dog, we got to also make sure that medically everything is clear and that we're in good shape. So there's a lot of variables that go along with this, Bob, just to let you know. So it's kind of hard for me to answer that one in regards to what is kind of happening in your world, for sure. So, look, so I got an update on Shiloh. I know some of you have been asking how my dog is doing, which I put up some pictures of him last week. Blood test results came back. He's got elevated enzymes in his liver, and that is pretty much it for right now. They don't know what else is going on. X-rays have come back negative. They've actually drawn blood twice. It was consistent both times. And tomorrow I'm headed to get him an ultrasound. So that's kind of where we're at with him. And here's the other thing is I don't get the, they do the ultrasound, but I don't get the results right then and there because they got to go read them for a while too and everything. So he has lost probably in about 2 weeks. I'm guessing probably about 4 pounds, somewhere around in there. So Laura, he does wear a Seresto. He's had one on for probably 8 months now or so, something like that. So I'm wondering why you're asking that though. I'm guessing there's some sort of reason for sure. So that's where we're at with him. I feel bad for the poor guy. I fed him breakfast this morning. He's just not eating. And I fed him this evening, and he didn't hardly eat that much at all. He's lost 2.5 pounds, almost 3 pounds in the last 10 days. So, yeah. So, Laura, I'm going to take off this Seresto tonight. I don't know why, but I don't want to take any chances with that. And I've changed up his food so much. Bone broth and cooked chicken, like wet food. I've done elevated liver enzymes and no appetite. That's insane that it's the same thing. Holy cow. Okay. Well, that's the stunner of the night for sure. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. So, yeah, he's just not eating that much for sure. Laura, how do they know it was the collar that was doing it, though? How do they relate it to that? And I'm guessing what part of the collar worked its way into the skin and system. Huh. Bob, there is a lot of questions. Yeah, if you want, just call the office and we can set up like a private lesson or something. Yeah. Well, Laura, I'll take it off tonight. I don't know. I'll try it. I mean, I can't imagine. And now it's going to make me look it up. Of course, I'm going to find all sorts of random answers that I don't want to find. Right? It's like, oh, I got a scratchy throat. And you look up and it's like, phew, you get to all the wrong answers in the world. Bobby, yeah, man, bone broth, everything. Like, and there's sometimes you won't even touch bone broth and chicken and cooked chicken. Like, I mean, what else can I do other than maybe go get some bacon, right? So it's kind of crazy. So anyways, you guys, I'm going to cut this short before I completely lose my voice tonight. You stay tuned on this page tomorrow at some point. Hopefully I'm going to put up the video from YouTube because it is freaking amazing of Gemma and this other dog, Maggie. So I wish you guys all well tonight. Think baby steps, please. Small steps. Come up with a behavior, a very small behavior in your dog that you want to change. Very small. And then try to break that behavior up into about 6 or 7 or 8 different steps of how you can break it down and work each one of those little steps of that behavior. I think you'll be amazed at what you can come up with, not necessarily practicing to start with. Just think about it. Just like what I wrote on that post, taking your dog for a walk, 10 steps before you're actually getting down off of your own steps on your deck. So happy training, you guys, tonight. I'll keep you updated on Shiloh, and you guys are great. Thanks for showing up again. I can't thank you enough. I appreciate it.